What's up, everybody? It's Costume and John from Solutions 8 coming at you again. And today we're talking about smart shopping.
Mm-hmm.
There's no R in smart shopping.
Smart shopping, especially from Boston and the car.
Maybe.
Smart shopping. It's the best kept secret in Google Ads, especially for e-commerce. People that don't.
Only for e-commerce, right?
What's that?
Only for e-commerce.
Only for e-commerce, yes. So it's funny. The people that don't know about it after they experience it will all say the same thing. It's been a game changer. It's a life-changing experience. But there's a way to mess it up. And that is to follow just exactly what everybody would normally do anyway, which is launch a smart shopping campaign. And I'll share with you what I mean.
Dude, while you're doing that, isn't it funny that the way to screw up Google Ads is to do what Google tells you to do?
And even Google's app in Shopify will tell you, oh, just go ahead and do this. And it's just, you don't want to do that.
That's funny.
So the proper way to run a smart shopping campaign, I'm going to kind of walk through it fairly quickly, but to give you a good enough understanding about what's the difference between smart shopping and shopping, and then how to run them both. So standard shopping campaigns. Think of it like a search campaign. People type in, a search term, and then shopping is the product ads right below that search bar. That's like, hey, here's some products that you might want to buy, and that's shopping in a nutshell. Smart shopping is completely different. It takes into consideration targeting. So if someone's looking for something, actively researching, planning, watching YouTube videos, reading blogs, talking an email about it, whatever it may be, an indicator to Google that they're in the market for a product that match one of the products that you have in your feed, Google will find that user and place an ad in front of them on all 5 channels. So search, shopping, GSP, YouTube, and display. And it will find that user and really impress upon them in a high amount of activity. This is a product that you should buy. And it keeps the cost per click very low and kind of inundates people with ads. So it's way different than shopping, because shopping, a user has to go try to find something. Smart shopping is, I believe this user is going to be wanting to buy something, so I'm going to go find that user. It's kind of like a complete reversal.
We just for a minute talk about how terrifying that is.
I know.
That Google has been able to, because how many smart shopping campaigns are we running? They're all effective.
Like 30 something maybe.
Yeah. Have we had a smart shopping campaign fail?
No, not yet.
So Google has been able to, with 100% accuracy, push products in front of prospects that it knows are going to buy.
Yeah. And with and just consistent. Like there's like the things where it's like, hey, here's how you use this strategy, and it won't really apply to here. It's like if you have an e-commerce business and you have products that would sell to someone, you should be running smart shopping, period. It's just the best thing in the world.
Straight up Skynet Terminator. I want to go home. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, Terminator is out to find you if you're looking for like shoes. Like they're gonna find you in some shoes.
That's awesome. Sorry, keep going. I derailed.
No. And the cool part about this is it's run with a very little amount of effort. You need to have some things in place. You need to be monitoring some things. There's some advanced strategies that we can go through, but for the most part, 80% of the workload is in the setup and then the maintenance of it. So not going to walk through feed attribution. We're not going to walk through data feed watch and how to optimize a feed. We're not going to be walking through the things that you need to have. That's kind of for another time, another place. But to get it to launch, this is kind of the SOP that you want to follow. You want to run a standard shopping campaign first, and the standard shopping campaign is going to be painful. Now, there's a lot of times a standard shopping campaign, it can produce a good return. Like with this client here, I pulled up a date range of them before and after, and this is the shopping campaign here. They spent $778, made $1,700. Not too bad. It's like a 200 and a quarter return on ad spend. So nothing crazy, but we needed to run this in order to give this information to smart shopping. So smart shopping is going to say, okay, well, let me take a look at everything that's going on. Where are the people coming from? What users, what do they look like? What do they search? And it needs to kind of be taught, here's what a buyer is going to look like before it says, aha, I'm going to go out and find the buyer. Because if you just say, here's my water bottle, go find me a person, it's going to say, well, I don't know anything about the water bottle. I don't know who's buying it. So you need to run some sort of other campaign along with smart shopping before smart shopping, so that smart shopping can leverage all that data.
These are the examples. You're saying, hey, Google, here's, we have 5.35 examples of people that buy from me. Go find me more people like this.
Yeah. It needs to say, here's what the people that come to my website and buy things, this is what they look like. And you're going to run shopping to do that. Or you can even run search campaigns. But when you run shopping to do that, it feeds that information to Google's algorithm to say, aha, When you turn on smart shopping, it's like, I know the type of people that I'm going to go to try to find. And then it has kind of like a jump start, like a head start. It almost like saying like, okay, here's New York, go find California and then make it to California. This gives us says, hey, you're starting in New York, here's a map to get to California, but then you have to actually go down and do that action. So think of it like giving a map, like a road map to smart shopping. And when you do, this is the before and after. So this is a time period between March 12th and April 7th, so just shy of a month. And we sold 5.35, which is 6. It just means that a click came before that from probably another campaign. But spent 778, made 1725. When we switched on the smart shopping, and you'll see it pick up right here because we turned off standard shopping and then smart shopping started. Let me click that button here. Ooh. And then this is the other side of it. Blue line is clicks, red lines are conversions. These are sales. So now we spent 3,400 and made 23,000. So a much higher return on that spend, much more activity. And from the dates of April 9th through May 27th, so a little bit more than a month, we have 78 sales. And it just completely just started going nuts. And what's cool about this too is when you look at the campaign's activity, if we look at the shopping campaign, we had 391,000 impressions. This is the product that they sell is a very popular product. But again, being on a popular product means that you're put in a very competitive ecosystem. It's you and 5 other tiles, and you just have to be hopeful that they like the picture, that your price is low enough, and you're paying the most amount of money to be put in that first position to be considered. And you may even earn the click, but you're not going to earn a sale because I see 5 other competitors right there on the Google search engine results page. So it's a race to the bottom. It's like, how do I put myself between me and 4 other manufacturers of this product, lower my price, which is eating up my gross, my net more than them, pay more per click to be number 1, which is eating my gross again, and then hopefully they just click and buy. And that happened 6 times. The smart shopping in not the exact same time period, but a little bit more time period, went to 1.2 million impressions and had 5,700 clicks and spent 60 cents per click, which is, if we look at the cost per click, 88 cents down to 60 cents. It's actually cheaper cost per click by about 20%. Now, you're ever going to have a horrible click-through rate. You're going to have a horrible conversion rate because this is just going to shock and blast.
Display, right? I mean, you're always going to have a horrible click-through rate on display.
It's like everything. It's display, it's YouTube. I mean, it's basically saying like, if I had, this wallet for sale, you go on YouTube, be like, Cos, I want to buy this wallet. And then you leave and you go to like msn.com and it's like, Cos, I want to buy this wallet. I don't know why I said MSN.
So like, I realize it's not display, the paradigm is display based. You know what I mean? It's just like we're carpet bombing everything. That's how I've always thought about display.
Yeah, exactly. Or like if we've been to the website, then you went to Google and typed in like leather goods, and then there I am again and shopping. I'm like, want to buy my wallet? Like it's just really me just popping up all the time saying wallet, 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 wallet. And then if they don't click, you don't spend any money. But if they click and they're interested, then it kind of retargets them to go and buy. So it's really
lets you know how important it is not to pay attention to vanity metrics.
I know.
Because I have so many clients that would obsess over that. Like, oh my goodness, our conversion rate is so low, and it's like you have a 700% ROAS. Like,
yeah, it's like my click-through rate's underneath 0.5%, and my conversion rate's 1.3. It's like, give us $3,500 and make 23 grand.
You like money? Because you have money.
Right.
I can go get you a better conversion rate. You'll have less money.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta, pick the metric you want. Do you want everybody to click on your ads, or do you want people to buy? Like,
right.
What's more important, click-through rate or revenue? So yeah, it's like that's really going back to like another video that I think we shot already. It's called pick your KPI. What do you want to know? People maybe say, hey, I don't really care about the money, but I want everybody to know about my product. Great. That's a different strategy. But if you're looking to make money in e-commerce, smart shopping is where it's at. I have tons of these examples. But you always want to run just at least grit your teeth, go through I'm probably not going to make any money, because that's your initial investment into Google, into shopping. And then once you launch smart shopping, you can see it's like, a sale day 1, day like 3, 2 sales, like another 2 sales here. And then as it gets smarter and smarter, one day we had 6 sales.
How scalable is this? So if I'm the client, I come to you and say, John, I want to spend $100,000 tomorrow.
Well, what do you sell?
This client, not exposing who they are, but why wouldn't you do that? Like, what's the scalable factor here? How would you build this campaign up without killing it? Because you and I both know that if we spend $100,000 tomorrow, you're not gonna be able to do that, and then B, you're gonna crash the campaign. So how do you scale up reasonably?
Yeah. So we want to do 2 things. there's a fine line between overshowing and underspending, and Google helps control that. So what you want to do is when you have a good return on ad spend, let's say you're making 500% return on ad spend, you want to hop into the settings and want to start to, if you need to, implement what they call a ROAS goal. So we haven't done that yet because we're making 600 and 700. Last week I had 1,000% return on ad spend. So I'm not going to limit it by saying only show an ad to a person you think is going to have over 200% return on ad spend, because that's going to limit the campaign. But as we start to scale, we've actually in the last about 2 weeks went from a $60 a day spend to an $80 a day spend. We've been increasing the spend incrementally. And what you want to do is you don't want to just say, wow, this is working really good, $80 a day. Okay, let's put in 5,000 per day. Because what you're going to do is Google's going to say, you got it. And they're just going to start shooting those ads because they want that money. And they're just going to say, all right, hit the gas. You didn't give us a ROAS goal, so we're just going to spend $5,000 a day and see what happens. And all of a sudden you're going to wonder why all of your sales die, because it just says, hey, you're live on Tuesday, want to buy my product, not really indicating that they actually had any need. So by scaling it incrementally, you're forcing the learning algorithm to go and try to find those new users and look for those additional signals. But if you just give it a whole bunch of money, it's going to say, all right, great, I'm just going to spend it, but I'm probably not going to maximize my return on ad spend. But if you use that goal, if you say I need 500% return on ad spend, and you're getting that, and you start to add more ad spend every single week, and you're seeing that you're keeping that 500% ROAS goal, but your activity is increasing, that's what you want to do. Right now, since we have a great ROAS and I don't need to limit the campaigns because it's working so well, I'm just going to continually add more ad spend until we're up to the point where we're spending, hopefully $500 or $1,000 a day and making $8,000 a day. And we're just going to have to find that ceiling of when it just cannot show the ads to any more people anymore without hurting the campaign efficiency. And then we pivot to a different strategy.
So here's my take home message: is if you're e-com, if you've got an e-commerce business and you're not running smart shopping, you're missing out on a massive opportunity.
Yeah. Or if you tried smart shopping, let us try, because
you didn't do it right.
Right. Yeah. A lot of times I've said like, oh, I've tried smart shopping. Yeah, it was cool. Why does that? I don't know. You have to make sure that the conversions that are in there are being tracked properly, and need to be coming from the right source. Need to be coming from Google Tag Manager, not analytics. You need to make sure that if you're using Shopify, the default conversion actions are not counted in conversions, because otherwise your metrics can be way off. It says made 1,000, really made 100. Why is that happening? Whole other story.
We do all of that for our clients, right?
Yeah. So we
try to do it themselves, or
right. And we also use a tool called Data Feed Watch that we actually optimize the feed. So we basically take your product, make it look better and prettier, and then send that to Google rather than just taking the product and sending it to Google, so that Google has a better way of matching all those attributes. So there's a lot of different like small nuances.
Themselves if they didn't hire us.
What's that?
I said that's another thing they'd have to do themselves if they didn't hire us.
Yeah, and pay for it.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Am I being passive aggressive enough?
Right.
This is awesome, man. So as always, I just think this is really epic content. If you're watching the video, for my DIY folks that aren't going to hire us, we still love you, and we hope you like, comment, and subscribe. For folks that are interested, we offer free evaluations. So if you're running shopping, smart shopping, or you're not running either, but you're interested in us looking at what you've got, we'll do that. It won't cost you a dime.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do we have anything else, or are we signing off? Are we good?
I can probably talk for like 3 more hours, so we might want to cut this video so that I don't go on a rampage.
Let's do the 3 hour.
Okay.
I'm
All
done.
right, sounds good. Yeah. Buckle up, everyone. Here we go.
Awesome. Well, we'll see y'all tomorrow, and that's all I got. Ciao.
Thanks, guys.